it's Glamstract here. Another video, another foundation review. And today's foundation is the Vitalumiere Aqua by Chanel. And the shade that I've picked for myself is 10 Beige. This is what the packaging looks like outside this box. I've used this foundation for about a year, and I've used it with different method of application, as I always do. Brush, beauty blender, and my fingers. My favorite method of application will be either with my fingers or with a brush, not so much with a sponge, only because it's such a liquidy light formula that I feel like the sponge will just be all wasted in there. I have also used different types of primers such as matte, luminous, and more natural primers. And I also like this foundation with any sort of primers, especially with luminous ones. In fact, today I am using a luminous one. This is a limited edition from Chanel. It's the Le Beige Healthy Winter Glow Primer, Moisturizing and Protective, and I picked it in the shade Light Copper, and it just gives like a beautiful luminosity to the skin already. Also tried this foundation with and without powder, and it works both ways. But knowing me, I always like to set with a little bit of powder. There are certain foundation that I feel like I have to set, heavy set, and certain foundation that I feel like needs a light setting, and there's some foundations that needs no setting at all. This foundation from Chanel, the Vitalumiere Aqua, I think it needs a light setting. Unless you're a dry skin, it needs no setting at all. I am on the Chanel website, so I'm going to read you through some product description. Here in the UK, this foundation retails for £44. A radiance revealing fluid foundation that instantly energizes the complexion and delivers intense comfort. As sheer and lightweight as a second skin, its formula unifies the skin tone and diminishes signs of fatigue, instantly giving the skin a healthy glow. The complexion looks fresh, luminous, and perfectly even. Mineral powders and light-reflecting pearly particles leave the complexion looking even and luminous. A hyaluronic acid derivative provides long-lasting comfort. Lotus water and a natural brown seaweed extra help restore vitality and tone. SPF-15 sunscreen protects skin from sun exposure. It says to shake well. In fact, it does have a little bowl inside. You can probably hear it. I am also going to use a bunch of Chanel products along the way, but I'll do probably that off camera because I do want to focus on this foundation. As you can see, it's a very liquidy formula. It does round down the back of my hand quite easily. I don't know really how to describe this scent, but it's not too strong, so it shouldn't bother people that are sensitive to smells. This foundation, just like the website claims, it's super lightweight. And once blended, the finish is almost a little bit velvety on the skin. The skin doesn't feel sticky at all, doesn't feel tacky, that's the better word, but it kind of feels more velvety. It does not emphasize the look of my pores. It does give a beautiful glow to the skin. As I'm blending, I can see that. Usually in my Chanel foundations, I am a 20, but this time I've decided to go with a 10 because I don't know what's going on, but the 20 these days seems a little too warm on my skin. I don't know if it's something on Chanel's side. I've changed the shade ever so slightly, but the 10 seems to be just the perfect shade for me right now. So if you're using me as a shade reference, if you're used to use a 20 in the Vitalumiere Aqua, probably go for a 10 because it matches just beautifully. Yeah, in fact, as you can see, it just matches me right now. Now, just because I don't have any color, but coming summertime and I get a little bit of a tan, I think I'll go back to 20 for sure. Here you go, applied really quick. I just love how this foundation has such a thin formula. This will make a great concealer. If they would come out with a Vitalumiere Aqua concealer, I think it would be so popular because the consistency, it's so liquidy and thin that I think it won't set so easily onto fine lines. And it truly feels like second skin. It feels like I got nothing on my skin, which is amazing. Beautiful everyday foundation, but also for nighttime, If you're not a person that doesn't like to wear too heavy coverage, even for nighttime, this will make a beautiful foundation. Obviously, as we read, it has SPF-15 in it, and I believe this is the only foundation left within the Chanel range that has an SPF, apart from the CC cream that that's sort of part of skincare slash makeup that has an SPF 50. But yeah, these actual foundations, SPF 15 is the only one in the Chanel range. But personally, I always like to go with my own SPF. I always go with an SPF 50 and I make sure there is a PA 4 or 5 times pluses. At the moment I'm using, sorry, I'm going off track right now. I'm using the Fato Blanc Brightening Daily Defense Fluid from Sisley, and it has SPF 50, PA, and then it's 4 pluses. So we're talking about a very high SPF here. This is really good. I've been using it for 3 weeks now, and I'm really enjoying it because the formula is so thin, just like the foundation I'm reviewing today actually. It's so liquidy and comfortable. It didn't break me out, it doesn't leave any white cast, it just melts into the skin like a dream. Really good. And then I always use something on my neck as well. I know this is a face sunscreen, but on my neck I do like to use this Ren Clean Skincare Clean Screen Mineral SPF 30, and it's a mattifying one. I don't like to use it on my face because it's mattifying, but it's lovely on the neck. Now I'm going with a touch of concealer. You know, actually, I feel like this foundation needs no setting because I remember I used to... That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to set my concealer only, but the rest of my face I'm going to leave it unset because it's just beautiful as it is. It feels so comfortable. I'm going with the Correcteur de Chanel in the shade B10 as well as the foundation. Just a touch because this concealer does have a lovely coverage. And also I'm going for a natural look, so I don't want to overdo it. But if I would have to pick between the Le Correcteur de Chanel concealer and the Sublimage concealer, 100% I will pick the Sublimage concealer because it's creamier and it has a lovely coverage, a lovely radiance. Le Correcteur de Chanel, it's slightly less coverage, but it's slightly creamier, not thicker. It has almost like a moussey texture. And in fact, it does feel slightly mattifying under the eyes. I'm gonna go off camera and finish up the rest of my face, and I'll be back for final thoughts. Here you go, I'm back. So this is the final face. As always, all the products that I've used on my face today will be in the description down below. So if you're interested, go and check it out. It's a beautiful, lightweight, thin formula. I can't stress enough about that word. It's a lovely, thin formula. Water-based. It just goes on like a dream on the skin. So lightweight, so everyday, so spring, summer, but so every time of the year. I mean, maybe for winter time I use something a little bit more hydrating, even though it does have hyaluronic acid, so it should retain that hydration. But I think that a slightly thicker, creamier foundation for winter time is nicer, only because it feels like you're getting a little bit more hydration. But that's just personal opinion. Obviously, you guys do what you think is best for you. Now is your turn. Let me know in the comments down below what you think about this foundation. Have you tried it? Have you not? Would you like to try it? Certainly, my advice is if you find it, get it, because it's becoming like gold. It's so hard to find. It's always sold out. So if you've been thinking of getting this foundation and you find that anywhere, grab it because it's a good buy. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. But also, if you didn't like this video, give it a thumbs up as well, because why not? Let's spread the love. While you're here on my YouTube channel, why don't you just go ahead and subscribe down here? It will help me a lot to grow my channel and give you more foundation reviews or any other products reviews that you guys wish. Thank you so much for watching, and hopefully I'll see you in my next video. Bye.